All right, here we are in this fucking place.
All right. Sorry for the delay, people. I got COVID.
that is still wreaking havoc on you, huh?
So 3 weeks later, I basically just have a small cough.
Okay.
That's good.
That's all that's left. I'm not really fatigued during the day. I don't sound as much like shit. Like it's pretty mellow now. But like yeah, like like the, the last week that we were supposed to record, like it was just kicking my ass in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, cool. So yeah, I'm not gonna live in Blighttown because that's what my house felt like with COVID while playing in Blighttown. I'm fucking good on that, man.
Yeah,
So
fair enough. Well, now that you're recovered mostly,
yep.
here we are.
Hi.
Do it.
Here we are. So everybody, the game plan here is grinding. Lots and lots of grinding.
That's what we're doing today.
So if you're looking forward to the next, I don't know, probably weeks worth of recording, maybe a little more, of me just running in circles, getting enough things to level, and then repeating the process, boy howdy, this is gonna be a stream for you.
Hey, man, that's what we're here for.
Yep.
That's right.
All right. So 7,000 is what we need for the next level. I have no idea how to get the fucking back up to where I was. Because I was like, maybe I can go fight and grind in easier areas, but that's
Yeah, you
not
have to
looking
do
like
all that descending you were doing before.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
wait,
there's a path up.
Oh, there's a ladder.
I believe there's a path up. Question is, do we care at this point? Like, all right, here's the grunt of the grunts.
Oh shit.
Wow. Uh-oh.
Alright, we're starting off strong. Boys. Alright,
150.
uh,
Oh, I got another one. All right.
so yeah. So other than COVID, I had a birthday. I'm 33 now.
Would like to be 33.
Very similar to 23, where no one likes you.
That's good news, actually.
Yeah, but it's for different reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You suck significantly less.
Cool.
I don't know about you. I think most people when they're 23 kind of suck.
You
I
try
think
your
most
best.
people in general kind of suck.
You try your best when you're 23, but you look back and
yeah,
like, shit, man. Like, we're still figuring shit out.
Yeah, like I mean, like you're still. I'm gonna be real with everyone. You're probably still figuring shit out in your 30s.
There are people that are figuring themselves out in their 60s, and it's like, I'm gonna die before I figure myself out. What the hell?
Yeah, like it's unfortunate. Like whoa,
I just noticed this shit. What is happening right now? Whoa.
a very rickety bridge.
Yeah, you're fine. Just cross it. You'll be fine.
Yep. Kill that dog. Right? The dog? Yeah.
Yeah. Got that dog in him.
Someone's been on TikTok.
Yeah.
But oh, way there.
The Houndour.
But yeah. So I don't know. I think people throughout their entire life are kind of still figuring this shit out. It's just that some people are better at it than others. Like I was very fortunate. I kind of knew what I wanted when I was like, I don't know, like 19. I want to cover video games and hang out with my friends.
Right.
That was, hey, guess what? 13 years later, 14 years later, guess what I wanted to keep doing?
Right.
Hang out with my friends and talk about
Well,
video games.
yeah. Giant Bomb has set some fucking unreal standards.
They sure did. I think you can still make. I think you can make a career out of that still. And I actually watched, listened to, because anytime that I like send a video to you that's like super long, just know I didn't watch it. I listened to it.
I assume.
You know, like that's
That's a second
something.
screen right there.
Yeah, that's a. Oh, hey, I have this Excel stuff to do at work.
Yep.
Let's listen to the history of Giant Bomb in the background, and I listened to the the 3 hour history of Giant Bomb,
3 hours,
and
huh?
I
All right.
3 hours, yeah. And it was just like, man, you totally could still do this kind of content. Because like very few people actually do this shit. It's just that it's the way they did it is very like fucking time consuming and hard. And then also the fact that like basically until they all separated and went to Patreon, they were fucking beholden to corporate overlords. You
Yep.
know, which is shitty, but you know,
It's
when
that same cycle we see in gaming in general, right? Independent company gets bought out by bigger company. It's cool for a little bit, and then the people who started the independent company leave to form their own independent company.
Yep.
Then they get bought out by a bigger company, and the cycle continues.
well, yeah, because fucking the money people just like this is why like I this is why like anytime that like a video game company like goes public or gets bought by a public company, I'm like, ah, well, fuck, this
Yep.
sucks.
I feel like a lot of the online, not like, the people that are like trying to get into arguments with Brian Altano, but like, people who who have a decent head on their
Really
shoulders.
specific.
Yes.
Call. Oh, oh,
That,
oh,
ooh,
oh.
look at that. You're fine.
Okay.
More things to
Oh,
kill. I find that a lot of people have caught on to
or
that
I'll
at this
die.
point. Oh, and there's the first one for this video.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Instead of getting creative, I'm just gonna go down the path I know where most stuff is. Grab the shit and then
Mm-hmm.
repeat. Okay. Sorry. Brian Altano fighting with people on the internet. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think most people have caught on to it at this point. The moment that happens, it's like, oh, okay. Like the drama with Bandcamp being bought by Epic, like everyone knew that was bad, and then it happened. It was like, yep,
Yeah. No shit.
yep.
Well, like like it, and it's super shitty and unfortunate, but what you gonna do?
Hard to make
And
stuff, and then you make it, and then
the shitty part is like anytime a studio tries to like recapture like their old magic, like it read like Mighty Number 9 or Ukulele or that kind of shit, like it rarely, if ever, pans out.
Rarely, I think. Rarely.
Like Bloodstain turned out to be good.
Bloodstained was good. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember other ones of those that were like, hey, we did a Kickstarter and made our old stuff.
There was like a Final Fantasy inspired one where they hired a bunch of people from the original Final Fantasy team that got fucking terrible.
what is that
Yeah.
about?
I think it's just you're trying to capture fucking lightning in a bottle like a second time.
But I mean, you could. These are like experienced game designers. They know how to make a decent game.
They know how to make a decent game, but it's like, look at the budget of a video game and then look at these asks on like, not Patreon, Kickstarter, and they're like, oh, I totally see why this fucking didn't do great. Like this, they were doing this on literally the cheapest budget they could. So it's
It just, again, like game developers know about like scope, not wanting to overextend themselves, and if you're
I
of
think
that caliber, like it seems like you should not make that mistake.
see, I think in a lot of cases it is like the producer who is the one who worries about the scope shit. not the full-on devs. And
I mean, if
a
I'm
lot
part of a
times-
team, I'm gonna worry about it regardless. Like, it may not be my job.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think a lot of creative and dev brain do that. Like, I think that is like literally, it's like, oh, that is normally the producer's problem. I guess we'll try it, and then they just overshoot.
I guess I'm an outlier then.
I mean, kinda, yeah. I think that you and I in general worry more about scope in projects than most people.
If I'm on a project that I actually care about, I want to know as much as I can, even if it's my job. If my knowing things and wanting to know things starts getting in the way of shit, then it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I'll hang out. I'll hang in my role. But
yeah,
if like my team is being asked something ridiculous with the limited budget, I'm like, we can't do that. And management's like tough, and it's like, well, great, it's not gonna work.
Or just shit happens because, hey, guess what? Game development is fucking hard and expensive.
It does happen, but I don't. That's the thing. I don't know the specific stories with like a Mighty Number 9, for example, or a.
Oh, are you fucking serious?
What happened here?
I got pushed by the
Camera.
dude through the other dude, and then got. Oh my god.
Ugh.
Sad part is I found the way behind that one dude. So, yeah. And I am getting like undead souls, so I guess that is good, sort of, kind of.
You're getting them
Maybe.
souls.
I have not played this in 2 weeks, and it shows.
It's you gotta put the training wheels back on. Except you're in Blighttown.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So. No, and then I think it also goes back to the whole thing of hey, making video games is really fucking hard.
It is.
Well, it's kind of a miracle that certain games turn out like you look at like Undertale or like Stardew Valley where it's like, yeah, this was like a guy or like 5 guys.
Yep.
And you're like, wow, that becomes a million times more impressive.
Emily's in the chat. Oh, whoops. Well, all right. I already said it.
Oh, hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know. Awesome. I sent you that clip. Oh God, yeah, that's just knives in your face.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
This is a good grinding session.
It is. It is. It truly is. And this makes me really, really miss fucking Bloodborne's teleportation system. So much. Anyway. You were saying.
I was saying something. And knives. I sent you a clip of. I've been following the developer of the Bloodborne PS1 demake, and their progress on Bloodborne Kart.
That's
and it's just fascinating to watch. Good time.
It's great.
No, and then I actually watched a documentary on the making of Sea of Stars.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And you're just like, and it's basically like they wanted to make a very specific type of game, and then their corporate overlords were like, no, and then dude basically took out a fucking giant loan and convinced a bunch of his coworkers to come with him to make Sabotage. And they made The Messenger, and then ended up being a big fucking success. So they were like, cool.
Sabotage?
Yeah, that is the name of the studio.
I'm gonna look this up.
I think it's Sabotage, yeah. They made The Messenger and Sea of Stars.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 games they've made. So, which the Messenger was fucking sick also. So,
What's the name of this developer?
Sabotage.
Oh, the name of the developer is Sabotage.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what publisher or whoever the fuck they worked for. You know.
You said to make Sabotage, and for whatever in that moment, I was thinking of the Saboteur. Do you remember that game?
Oh
They
yeah.
made the Saboteur. I was like, oh
No. No.
Messenger always looked cool.
It is cool. It's actually on PlayStation Plus Premium,
Nice.
and I enjoyed it when it was on Game Pass.
Well, don't jump off. My
So yeah,
professional
so
advice.
it's like jump, don't jump. Oh, these are conflicting messages. Um. So yeah, I don't.
I had this on the mind about a couple hours before the stream started, where I was like, "Oh, we're streaming Dark Souls tonight. Okay, I'll chill out for that." But if I wasn't, I'd be playing some Halo Infinite right now.
Dude, oh my god, I'm halfway done with this season's battle pass already.
Really? All right.
Yeah. Well, it's to be fair, it is a shorter one because it's only 50 tiers.
Oh, okay.
But it's also supposed to only be like a 35-day season. So
Wow.
yeah, like
Well,
yeah,
that's
I
fine.
guess they're trying to get people who just buy the battle passes instead of getting them for free repeatedly to pony up.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm just like, fuck that. I'm just gonna keep just saving my battle pass currency to get the next one.
Exactly. Yep.
That's
Yeah. We had a stream on Tuesday. We started playing some Halo Infinite, and everyone got ranked. Between Bronson, myself, Anthony, and Parker. I'm excited by that. I had a good time.
yeah. One thing I realized that like I really like about Halo is it has that Smash Bros quality to it, to where you can very much it very much does have like competitive ranked mode to it,
Mm-hmm.
but it also has like a lot of content that is like, here, let's fuck around with your friends.
Yes, they are
And
good at serving both groups. Plenty.
Motherfucker.
Guy.
Yes, and I think that's part that, and I think that's like part of why Halo 5 didn't resonate with a lot of people, because I loved its multiplayer, but its multiplayer of Halo 5 is very much this is super sweaty competitive multiplayer. And I feel that's like something that the like big like I talk to Halo players on Twitter and whatnot, and I feel that's something that a lot of big Halo players like don't understand. That are like that loved 5. They're like, oh, 5's multiplayer was so good. I'm like, yeah, like if you are super into competitive Halo, like yes, like all those movement abilities, like it's almost like at times it almost felt like fucking Titanfall movement, just
Oh
without the
God.
wall running. Um, and like I had a lot of fun with it. Don't get me wrong, but like for the average Halo player, like dude, like they just like between like the jet boost tackles and the like all this other shit, like nah, dude, the average Halo player was not gonna enjoy this. And then I look at Halo 4 and I just feel like Halo 4 was just like chasing trends.
Right.
Like Halo 4 was just like, oh, Call of Duty is the thing that's popular now. Let's make Call of Halo. Which I don't think Halo 4 is a bad game.
No.
I actually think Halo 4 is pretty damn good. Actually, it's just in comparison to what the prior ones were. Its multiplayer was very
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of what I remember I reviewed that game and I like tried to make that very clear. I'm like, this is by no means a bad video game. In fact, it's a very good video game. It's just in comparison to the other ones of these, it is.
I mean,
not the same.
That's the thing that kind of colors Halo's future since Reach. Is like, it's not that this is a bad game. It's just not what Halo was, man.
Yes, like Infinite is the first one that like feels like a like meaningful, big like, oh, we understand Halo and what Halo is fully.
And like, I think the campaign, what I've seen of it anyway, has been good, and all the building blocks for a good multiplayer were there. We had fun at launch.
Yes, I very distinctly remember saying at launch a couple years ago, like, there is not enough here.
Right.
But man, when there is enough here, this is gonna be fucking amazing.
But that was the problem. There was just this long stretch, and these news stories. Oh God, what is happening at 343?
Yes, exactly. What do I want to go for? More life or more endurance? More endurance makes so I can take more damage, or strength. Do I just want to be able to hit it really hard?
Yeah. So Ninja, what do you think? Like, we're trying to get the best oomph.
Best bang for our buck.
You probably want health.
I probably want health. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll trust you.
I would either do health or endurance, but I would do health.
Okay, all right, health it is.
You get hit a lot.
that's
True.
That's an accurate assessment.
True. All right, I will trust you. I do get hit a lot. Oh, hey,
hey, buddy.
I'm just like that. Anytime I see one of those, I'm like, oh no.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like it.
That was one thing from my time with Elden Ring. Was I remember, like, I played it for the last time. I was done with it, and then looking at some videos and just looking at everyone playing, like hardcore people, like, and obviously not the people that are doing like level 1 stuff, but people who've been leveling and then trying to do everything in the game. I'm like, God, all your guys' health bar is so high compared to mine. I was putting my points into other stuff.
Yeah, I think that in Dark Souls 3, I definitely threw a lot of health. Same with Elden Ring. In the case of Bloodborne, I actually went endurance because I liked dodging in that game a lot.
Right.
Oh my fucking god.
That guy's stabbing you.
Stabbed me a lot. So yeah. But no, like the no, I kind of talked about that with Anthony, where I was just like, we kind of looked at 343 and everything they've done with Halo, and how it's kind of been a shit show over there.
Yep.
Forever. Like, this was like so everyone knows, this was like the Halo 343 industry's progression. They made the map packs for Halo Reach and took over the balancing for Halo Reach.
Mm-hmm.
They made Halo Anniversary, so that the redone Halo 1 campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fucking kidding?
Yep. Sure.
Well, we leveled, so we're good.
we spent those souls. That's all that matters.
Yep. And then, which that was good. And I'm not even talking about the external stuff they were doing. Like, they were the ones who ran the anime and all the books and stuff. Like, I'm just mainly focused on games. Which then they did Halo 4 a year after that, which it like reviewed well, but it had like very mixed reception.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to the fans, because like once again, very good game. Did not feel any like Halo on the multiplayer, and then the campaign, like they kind of like expected you to follow after the campaign by like doing Spartan ops, which were boring, and then doing and like reading outside materials, and I don't think most people did.
Right. Yeah. No.
If I'm being completely honest, even I skipped a lot of those books in that like era. Then they had a bunch of time off, and they made Halo 5, which so they tried to do a Halo 2 where like the marketing of Halo 5 is not at all what was actually the story of the actual game. So Halo 5 had this really fucking sick marketing campaign called Hunt the Truth. And it was like this audio drama. I'm stuck.
You are stuck, sir.
Oh my fucking god.
Maybe attack something. Maybe attack the board. Ugh. You're too close.
Can you jump out? Oh, open up your inventory.
All right.
Go down to the dark sign. You're gonna lose your 300 souls, but it'll take you out.
Well, I see why he said good luck.
Ooh. All right. That was fucked.
Yep. So yeah. There's this really cool audio drama, like, and it made like Master Chief look like he was a fucking war criminal and all the shady shit Oni was doing and whatnot. And then like you get to the actual game, and it's like it doesn't, it like hand waves most of that, and you're like, man, this fucking sucks. What? Why would you do that?
Right.
Very similar, like very similar to Halo 2 in regards, like, if you remember, Halo 2's marketing campaign was like, oh, protect Earth, Earth. And then you're on Earth for all of like 2 levels of a 10 level campaign. And then like you're playing as like Echo or Fireteam Osiris with Spartan Locke, and you know, they were kind of cool but not really, and then you know, and then they like tried to do this co-op fire team thing, but it was not great. And then they, you know, this was the first one that didn't have split screen co-op, which I still to this day, like, people get over it. Get over it. Like, look, it is such a small minority of people who do split screen nowadays. Like
I wonder what the numbers are.
I do too. Like, I've even heard of like families just saying fuck it and buying like 2 Xboxes or 2 PlayStations.
Jesus Christ.
Because they're tired of the fucking argument.
Just play Lego Star Wars.
Yeah. So, you know. And to be fair, so few games actually support that nowadays that aren't Nintendo.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like the real answer is like, if you want split screen, just play Nintendo games.
I understand that there's a demand for, in certain family systems or whatever, for split screen. And I don't know, maybe some roommates are really down with the split screen stuff, but then like
lots of couples too.
Right, exactly, yes.
All of my friends that aren't video gamers that have game consoles play couch co-op split screen.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, like, my girlfriend, like, if given the option, she would much rather just each have our own monitor or own TV and play that way.
I think that's especially true of like gaming couples. Like, you guys, you know, you both game, you're likely to each buy yourself a system and do things like that. But like, if you're normal people, Not like us.
But like I think even the Switch has proven that like people are willing to buy multiple of the same console for a house.
I mean, yeah, if they got the money, they can do it. But also, like Mario Kart offers some split screen, and I've been very thankful for that.
It does, but I also feel that like the majority of like just games don't do that, and they're not willing to throw
I think the
resources at it.
majority of games don't need it. I think that it is a niche thing. I'm glad that some games are doing it, but some games don't need it.
Like I'm trying to think of like, and to be fair, like local multiplayer in general just is barely around.
Good for man. I just want to play Rock Band now.
Yeah, no.
Good local multiplayer right there.
You can still buy Rock Band 4 and download music for it.
It's just great. That's great.
It's just
getting the controllers.
That's
yeah.
yeah.
Well, we've had that conversation on here where it's like they don't want to do that because, or they don't want to make a new batch because it's really prohibitively expensive to make and like nearly impossible to get retailers to carry them because like they end up just sitting there until they go on sale and then weirdos like us buy them when they're cheap.
I just wonder if I could like build myself an electronic box with 5 like keyboard keys at the end and something that functions as a switcher and could apply these buttons to buttons on a controller.
I mean, probably.
I mean, you can use like MIDI controllers.
Yeah,
Right.
like
yeah.
Because like you could use MIDI instruments for those Rock Band games. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. That is very much also a generational thing. I feel as well. By the way, where like Rock Band and that kind of thing.
Yes.
Like that's gonna be the retirement home is gonna be lit for our generation because of that.
Yep.
Well,
only our generation because one, Guitar Hero and Rock Band like faded into obscurity, and number 2, also rock and roll faded into the obscurity in the 2010s.
Yeah.
Play fucking The Weeknd on your guitar. Look at you dueling these two. I just realized, wait, is there even audio for this game?
Yeah, there is. I think it's just quiet.
Wow.
Sorry.
Well, that's been here this whole time.
Sorry, everybody. I'll fix that in a minute.
No, you're good. You're good. It's good now. Get that guy.
Oh, hey there.
Bye. Yep. How many souls to your next thing?
7,200 is what I need, so I'm halfway there.
Okay.
But yeah, like I think that it's very much a dying thing. But back to Halo, and then that Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's dead. It's just.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm at split screen. But yeah, like no, that it's just from like I think that could be cool again. Because remember, in our generation, rock was not in a good place either. It's just it
had a revival thing that was going on.
Yeah, and like the emo scene was helping a lot with
absolutely.
that.
Yep, alternative music was doing good then.
But yeah, now like I love hearing like teenagers on TikTok being like, "Oh yeah, this cool old music like My Chemical Romance and Panic at the Disco." I was like, "Oh."
Yep. Hey. Panic at the Disco is at least somewhat current right now.
Yeah, or I'm trying. I'm just trying to think.
I saw someone posting about Paramore. I was like, damn. All right.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Blink 182.
Yeah, Blink 182 is selling out everywhere.
They just released a couple new songs.
Oh, are they good?
No.
Great. Yeah,
They're more like ballads and less like poppy songs.
good jump.
That was a good
Yeah,
jump.
well then, you think that's them playing their songs live, and they're like, we're getting old.
Yeah, we want to play slow, please.
Went to that Iron Maiden show a while ago, and
I remember you talking about that, and that just seems so fucking wild to me.
well,
But
they fucking crushed it. That was something they were like an outlier. I was listening to their more recent albums, like within the last 10, 15 years, and just in the way they're being recorded, like the tempo that they're at, it's like, oh, they're slowing it down a bit. They're feeling it. And then I went to that show, and it's like, no, they do the thing that a lot of bands do, which is they play this song at a certain speed, and they play it so many times that they start playing it a little faster and a little faster. And now it sounds like Iron Maiden again. That band is defying time. Oh,
well, at least I died right by the bonfire.
that's good.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. There it is. There's the
There you go.
puddle.
You got it. You're good.
Yep. So yeah.
Anyway, I'm really happy to see Halo doing well.
Yeah. I was actually on a train, and then like the Halo 5 multiplayer is like, it's legitimately really good, but it's totally targeted at people who took those games very seriously. And what didn't help all this is they were like so the Halo 4 gets made, and then the entire campaign team ends up like leaving or going to other projects.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the case of Halo 5, so that's part of why the Halo 5 campaign felt so different from 4. And
Okay.
then same thing happens as like once 5 wraps up, most of the multiplayer team leaves.
Right.
And then Halo Wars 2 came out, which was a really good game, and actually probably arguably the best Halo story since Halo Reach, but you know, it's an RTS, so
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, not exactly a huge giant market you got going for it.
Oop.
But I enjoyed it. It's fairly simple because it has to be, because console RTS, but I had fun with it. And then you know, they brought back like Halo Infinite's development was like very troubled. You know, and just yeah, like it was not a good time. And they brought in like the original Halo writer to like help.
Oh man.
And he well, I mean, and that's probably in hindsight why Halo Infinite's campaign was so good.
Right.
And they very much did everything they could to be like, this is not a reboot, but it's as close as we can get.
Yeah.
Because Halo 5 ends on like a very big cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Where Cortana, or the revived Cortana, because she dies in 4,
Right.
like brings back, like is back to life, but she's like psychotic and corrupted AI.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, she's like psychotic corrupted AI, and like it's like, no, AI must rule the galaxy,
Mm-hmm.
and all sentient life will be under AI.
Mm-hmm.
And then like she basically EMPs everything, and then where Infinite starts is she has gone, you know, dormant. And then the Banished from Halo Wars 2 got out and are fucking shit up and beat the UNSC outside of this ring Cortana was on. So Infinite's whole story is like Master Chief and this AI that was built to destroy Cortana, who looks a lot like Cortana, are need to stop the Banished, which is basically like Covenant religious nut jobs,
Mm-hmm.
because the Covenant had their whole Halo, you know, 3/2 schism.
Yep.
And then yeah, it was very entertaining.
Right.
And they did a good job. They had some good emotional beats. They like understood what Halo was. They tried to keep it as simple as they can make it, and they also, they tease some threads to future DLCs or sequels, but don't make it too complicated.
Yep.
And they tried to leave the Prometheans out of it as much as they could, because that is the taint of Halo 4 and 5 is those enemies.
Right. They
Uh,
still show up in like armor pieces. You go in, you're looking at new armor or something.
oh
Like
yeah,
the lore will
and
be like, oh yeah, you got some Prometheus stuff in here. It's like, that was probably the best thing they had. And even then, it was like still all gray shit. But like the idea of including some of those designs as like pieces to customize yourself as is not the worst idea.
no, and to be fair, they have some weapons that are technically Promethean because that's the basis of all the Forerunner tech.
Right.
So like the Sentinel beam and the Sentinel enemies.
Yep.
Like there's a whole boss based around that, but it's like the vast majority of the campaign is the Covenant, or the Banished, which is basically the Covenant.
Yeah.
And
A few of those weapons are fine, but it's like it was like Halo 4 when there was just a whole slew of those weapons, a lot of them trying to just be like the Sentinel version of the shotgun or whatever.
or this and then some of those, and a lot of those weren't as good as their Covenant or UNSC counterparts
A
and
lot of
whatnot.
them weren't.
And then the multiplayer for Infinite was like they very much looked at 3, and were like, okay, if Halo had not gone down this experimental track with Reach and this chasing Call of Duty with 4, and wasn't going chasing the MLG version of Halo with 5, where would it be today?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did, and I think they did a great job with that. Like that was, it was super smart.
Yeah.
And like I said, I remember when that game came out, I was like, this game is really good. It's just there's not a lot of it, and that is the biggest issue.
And that news about the campaign DLC coming out was like,
and then
yeah, oof.
And then like season 2 took like 8 months to get where it needed to be. And that wasn't great by any means. And just all of that together. And then I think it was after season 2, they announced like, hey, massive layoffs at 343, and the MCC team is now the team that is working on Infinite.
Right.
So which, smart because they
seems like a good call.
Yeah, like absolutely. And then season 3 improved. That's when we had the Forge launch and the online co-op launch late last year, and then season 4 this year, and now 5 like added infection and went and refined the game, and now it's in a great state. Like it's not perfect. I run into some desync issues when I'm not on like great internet, and I still I run into some desync issues when I'm not on great internet, and this was dumb.
You're fighting dudes. Boom.
And I ran into some desync issues when, son of a bitch.
Ugh.
Alright, well, we'll go climb back there.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, like, it's not perfect, but it is, like, by far the best state that game has been in since it launched.
Yep.
And it's being rewarded with, like, the player base returning. Like, this week, there was a thing coming out saying, like, this is the most players this game has had on Steam since launch.
Right.
And most of its player base isn't on Steam. We all understand that. It's in Game Pass and the Xbox app and the Xbox consoles, but still.
Right. Yep.
That's a big win for them. And then
It's a shame that they can't really use player numbers very much because they keep those numbers secret.
yeah, no, and that's a bummer.